Hey Fandom, it's me Aaron for a comic show. This is New Comics Now, another great week of comics. Thanks for coming out last week, everyone that came to that Pokemon party who had record numbers, insanity, X and Y. I guess people that grew up on Pokemon can drink now, which is pretty awesome. This week I got some Forever Evil, I got some great Spider-Man stuff, and some creator-owned stuff that I really dig. Forever Evil, you have Justice League of America 8. Pretty cool cover. It's again those little artifacts that prove that these Justice League members are dead. The evidence that the Crime Syndicate says, hey, they're dead, they're gone. Justice League's dead, we're running stuff, and they're proceeding to run stuff. This, the Justice League ongoings, we're going to get pieces of who's left and what happened. And with this issue, there's not all that many answers. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of things that you can put together. It's essentially Martian Manhunter is the protagonist. Stargirl's in there, the two of them. That was in the solicitation, so it's not really a spoiler. Plus, it's from the first page. And they have a unique connection. I have my own theories of what their connection is, going back to why Martian Manhunter got pulled to Earth to begin with. But it was pretty awesome. I'm digging it. I'm digging Forever Evil. I want to know what's the Justice League is doing, how are they dead or trapped or taken out of play, and who is getting out, who can bridge that gap, whether it's Constantine in Dark or Martian Manhunter here or whoever shows up in Justice League. It's fun. I'm digging this Forever Evil. Rogues Rebellion, it's the writer from Flash, and I like the Rogues, and I like when the Rogues are kind of at cross purposes with both the good guys and the bad guys. I like that the Rogues kind of have their own morality, and Geoff Johns has always made that the case, that Captain Cold has his own unique things of like when they kill, when they don't kill, what they do, who they rob from, all these little things, and all the loyalty of the honor amongst thieves of them. I just really like the uniqueness of the Rogues. In a lot of ways, they're more interesting than Flash himself, and this is them, and it's them perhaps having to team up with the protectors of their city, now that Flash is gone, to take on the Crime Syndicate. And it's about family, it's about loyalty, and it's pretty awesome. I really dug it. It was cool. Trinity of Sin Pandora is a Forever Evil tie-in. There are no real answers here at all. There's more questions, and then there's kind of like the tease or the promise that there's going to be answers next issue. Like, I'm not going to spoil the last page, but the last page is explicitly promising answers next issue. So if you're digging this book, by all means get it. If you are wanting something that's like heavily going to tie into Forever Evil, this first issue really, it might not have what you're looking for as far as answers of what happened after Trinity War with Pandora and the Justice League, but answers are forthcoming. Moving on to Green Lantern New Guardians Lights Out, Part 3. I am enjoying Lights Out, and if you guys looked at the solicitations that just went up for the January books of all the Green Lantern titles, it's all like grungy, where Geoff Johns was all lighty-brighty. It was all like a light bright set of all these like beautiful colors and just all these constructs and all this crazy stuff, and that was fun, that was cool. That's ended. The End is out today, the collection hardcover of the end of John's run. But now things are going to get more dirty, more grungy, less constructy, and more actual like hard things constructed mixed with it. It just looks awesome, and I like the villains that are coming up. But with this issue, you got a lot of really cool Kyle stuff, a lot of really interesting things of Kyle and the entities, and Kyle and the New Guardians, and a little bit about what's going on with the overall thing, and Relic, and maybe everyone's going to be at, I seem to overuse this, cross purposes, that the Red Lanterns will be at cross purposes with Hal, and Kyle is going to perhaps be at cross purposes with all of them. We will see, but I also like Hal. Hal is like such a weird leader at this point. He just has this knee-jerk reaction that he just wants to just make a call, and that's how he's used to living. Like, he jumps first and thinks about how he's going to land or what he's going to do after he jumps. That's what Geoff Johns said. And you can't really do that leading a corps. You can't really do that as a leader, because you have to inspire others. You have to take other people's feedback and input. And it's the second time where Hal kind of was forced to change his mind within a panel or two. It was with John last time, and now with Carol and Kyle and the New Guardians, and it's pretty interesting. really hoping that Hal shapes up as a leader, that this stretches him, that it grows him some to where he is charismatic, he is inspirational, but can that translate to being a leader? Can that translate into getting input, getting feedback, getting people on board, and making decisions that incorporate more than just your gut reaction? So we'll see. But it was a great single issue. Wonder Woman issue 23 was amazing, like a perfect 10, like awesome. This is the first part beyond that. And, I like it. I like what's going on, but this is like kind of phase 2 in Wonder Woman. And all these same elements are still there, and we're seeing what's going to happen. Animal Man, I haven't talked about this in a while since Rot World, but I love the book. I love Jeff Lemire. Lemire Max Films is in here. Hollywood Babylon is the title of the book. And the big thing with this issue is Raphael Albuquerque is taking over art chores, and great unique style. He was on a lot of American Vampire and whatnot. Reminds me some of Travel Foreman, who started this book. Not so much like same style, but same like wacky, crazy, kinetic stuff that really feels animalistic and bloody and raw and awesome. And I enjoyed this issue, and I enjoy now that I was forced to think about it that Buddy and Ellen are essentially the only heroic marriage in the New 52. They are married, and if you're interested in marriage and heroes, then tell Dan DiDio to F off by getting Animal Man. It's a very good book that I like. Batman Superman, number 4 came out. Same great art with Jay Lee, Greg Pak. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed how this fit with like their first meeting and alternate future realities and Wonder Woman and Lois, and it's cool. And this is the end of a 4-part story. It was in and out, and I liked it. It was deep, it was more philosophical and emotional of the beliefs, the worldviews of Clark and Bruce, and I enjoyed it. We have enough Batman and Superman books that to get them together, I kind of liked how they did the first story arc. I enjoyed it, and of course it really helped that the art was amazing. And we got this Joker hardcover Death of the Family. It's all the tie-ins. It's out before the Volume 3, which is Death of the Family, Batman Volume 3, which is out for Halloween week, the 26th. But this is awesome, and the Joker story was great, and I like that they're all coming out in the month of Halloween. It's awesome. I mean, there's a few stragglers coming out in November, but DC did a great job with that. Cool. Give them props where it's due. And I just love that cover. I just love that, his Bat Cave, Joker's little Joker cave where he has his little TV set up to take out all the Bat family. Because, the family needs to be taken out. Moving on to Marvel, Superior Spider-Man. This is the end of the 2099 little story arc that was going on, and it changed the status quo for a lot of things. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And Dan Slott, I'm loving this, and I like all the teases Dan Slott has of what's coming. He had a lot of teases out of little teaser comments out of New York Comic Con, and there is forward movement on the unraveling of the Octavius, Peter, Spider-Man type of thing, that Octavius is so arrogant and that there's things that are coming back that might take him down, expose the lie. And big change with Horizon, big things with Spidey 2099, and it was a great issue. It really delivered. I loved it. Moving on to Arms of the Octopus, part 2 of 3. This is Hulk. It still might cost a writing. It's a 3-part thing, kind of like Annuals, except it's like kind of like Annuals, kind of like a mini-series that's in 3 parts. And the first part was the all-new X-Men, which they're time toss, and there's a time toss Doc Ock that our Spock Ock, or a Spider-Man Dr. Octopus, punches in the face for the most ironic punch ever. That was awesome. Then Hulk's there because S.H.I.E.L.D. is, agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., agents of Age of Ultron, Time Busters, bandit craziness, and that's what you got for this issue. I really like the art, and I'm enjoying the story. It's passable if you want to pass it up, but I enjoyed it. If you want more Spider-Ock and you want to see the Arms of the Octopus and him fighting his past self, it all wraps up in Superior Spider-Man Team-Up Special in 2 weeks, I think, and it's going to be awesome. Hawkeye is finally out again. You guys know how much I love Fraction Naja's Hawkeye, and it's back like it never missed a beat. Yeah, it's been 2 months, or who knows how long. I've lost track, but wow, this issue, the magic is there. It's still there. It still has it. There's the funeral for the guy that was killed, and there's Hawkeye and his brother kind of uneasy amends, and there's the Kate Bishop stuff, and it finally syncs up with the annual that we read with Bishop, and it was freaking sweet. And I love how a lot of this Marvel, all new Marvel Now, a lot of these titles feel like they took the template for Hawkeye and are applying to other characters. Like if you look at Nathan Edmondson and Phil Noto's Black Widow, it looks like they're taking that template and putting on there. And it is kind of, in my mind, like, well, who's the other member of the Avengers that was on the movie that doesn't have a solo series? But still, I like that. And the other series that they announced, several of them have that kind of feel. So I'm hoping we get that. Guardians of the Galaxy 7, you got some more Angela stuff, got the Rocket Raccoon stuff I love. Star-Lord is kind of coming into his own, speaking up more, being more funny. Like there's a lot of cool 80s references. And it's kind of filler. It's kind of like, well, it hasn't truly synced into Infinity yet until the end of here. And yeah, it was a little late because of art stuff, but it's still a great issue. I'm still loving Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm excited to see them interact with this stuff, the Infinity. And the Avengers picks up right after Infinity 4, after that dynamic Thor sequence, and you have Thor standing there and what had happened, and you got a lot more stuff. The tide has turned in this battle, at least in space, and this is what you get for this. And the new Avengers is more on Earth, and it's moving that storyline forward. And it's so hard to talk about big crossovers in the middle of them. Like you can talk about like at the beginning how you're excited and what you think is going to happen in speculation, and when you're in the middle of it and you're speculating on the ending, you have to kind of spoil what has happened. So if I sound vague, it's because I don't want to spoil stuff. But these books take place in between issue 4 and 5 of Infinity, and the Avengers. If you really liked what had happened with Thor, just pick this up. Even if you hadn't got issue 20, just pick up 21 and say, hey, I'm getting the Avengers tie-ins now because now the series really got some wind behind its sails and it's badass. I'm excited about it. So just do that. And, it's awesome. Battle of the Atom. This dude is an asshole. He's like part Mystique, part Wolverine. You can see that from the cover, even if you hadn't read the last issue. And he's a jerk. I don't like him. And, Battle of the Atom. It's all kinds of craziness. You either like it or you don't. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's what I like with the X-Men. I'm excited about Amazing X-Men coming. And Marvel Zombies, this big fatty, is out in time for Halloween. Thanks, Marvel. That's smart. Some of it is written by Kirkman. Kirkman launched Marvel Zombies with the first miniseries and the special. And Mark Miller actually created the Zombieverse in the Ultimate Fantastic Four, and that's collected in here too. So it's a great thing that's kind of standalone. If you want to read that, have fun. It's dark humor, and it's really good, at least the beginning, And moving on, finally to creator-owned stuff. This is my passion. This is what I love. You got Zero by Alice Cott. I pimped the hell out of issue 1, had that Phantom variant cover, and money back guarantee. No one brought it back. Amazing single-issue stories that build cumulatively. It's everything that is just smart about comics. Like he cracked the code, like the DNA sequence for like how to make the perfect independent comic book. Each issue is a different artist, and this one is Tradd Moore, whom I love, and you probably love too, from Luther Strode, and he's going to be doing art chores on the new Ghost Rider now that Marvel's won that lawsuit. And this issue, super duper delivered. It was awesome. You got a lot of backstory on Edward. It can jump around to his life, the life of Zero, and this is how he was formulated as a youngster, as a secret soldier spy, and where they're taught that existence is war, and war is life. War is what keeps us alive, and just that nice mix of war and action, but a lot of emotion and a lot of like human craziness that a lot of times you get one or the other. You either get like action and crazy war stuff, or you get like sappy drama. And Cott does both really well because he's a complicated man, and I like him. And also it has those little Easter eggs, these little nods to fanboys. In some of his other works, there was nods to Grant Morrison. In this one, the issue is dedicated to Garth Ennis. Kit's in it. And also, one of the characters is reading a Neil Gaiman children's book to his kids. And, I like those little nods. And it's just a great read. It's just amazing. I love Zero. Check it out. We still have issue 1s because we ordered so heavy on that. So check out Zero. This guy's going places. He already has several Marvel books lined up, which, I knew that was going to happen. I mean, his phone probably rang as soon as he tweeted he was off Suicide Squad. And Marvel's like, hey, yeah, you cut your teeth over there at DC. Why don't you come over here and knock it out of the park? Since, I'm not going to say any more about that. Letter 44, this is a Fandom variant cover. This is my friend Charles Soule, of whom I am well pleased. And it's awesome. And it's $1 first issue by Oni Press. I'm giving it out free to anyone that has interest in my store, even the Fandom variant one. I don't care. This is an awesome book. You can see it's a president. It's America. It's sort of a little bit in the future maybe. And that's not relevant. What's relevant is it's kind of a tale of Obama. He comes in as president-elect with all these campaign promises, all this stuff, all this change he wants to make, and all this is going to stop this war and cut the war budget and just make all these great things happen for change and hope and all this stuff. And then it turns out that there's been a looming alien invasion for a long time that the government's known about and kept secret that is out in the asteroid belt, and there's some astronauts trapped in a space station, and one of them's pregnant, so there you have that crucible and the time clock and all that going on there. But how do you cut the war budget when you're probably going to have to go to war with aliens? And Soule is a lawyer. He's political. He's smart. I really dug it, and I really like the whole thing of it's an alien invasion, but told through the point of view, basically, of the president and some astronauts. Cool. I'm down, and I like it. And I like that it's kind of like a tale of politics, a tale of America. And, not America, but America, And I liked it. It was fun. So check it out. And if you're here at my store, just say, hey, I saw you on your video. You said I could have this for free. Give it to me, and I'll give it to you. Or Eric will, or Oral will. And lastly, Black Beetle, No Way Out. It's the hardcover collection of Francisco Francavilla. I love his art. You've probably seen it on the fill-in issues of Hawkeye. I say fill-in because they're just as beautiful as Aja. And he's won awards for Eisner for Best Cover. And this was just such a great noir pulp with a little bit of weird, a little bit of ray guns, a little bit about crazy stuff. And I just really liked it. It's got so much praise on the back from Warren Ellis, and it was awesome. So if you want something a little bit weird, a little bit fresh, don't want that whole here's another American take on an American pulp thing in America, get Francisco. He is fresh. His art is beautiful. He paints the picture. He tells the story. He is the writer and artist, and it's such a masterwork. I loved it. And it's not just because I like Blue Beetle and then got Black Beetle. I really loved it. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe, like it, thumbs up, comment, share it on Facebook. Visit our Facebook. And if you're local, as always, we have crazy stuff in our Geek Easy with Beer. We have trivia on Tuesday. This Wednesday, world-famous Kato will be here celebrating his birthday, drinking shifts. And then Thursday is improv comedy. And the weekend is Nerdapalooza, this huge nerd music festival. It's not here because it's freaking huge. They might be giants that's playing. So we don't have anything on the weekend out of respect and logic. So, yeah, have fun at Nerdapalooza. Thanks. Bye-bye.